never heard that, but that's the origin of cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was a mess.
Deep in here now.
It's incredible.
I love it. Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And applying the recovery, I thought. What's up, everybody out there on planet Earth? It's your favorite recovery Martian, Travis, coming live from, recorded actually from Recovery Central, 2300 Dumbarton Road, the McShin Foundation. That's not my phone.
It's a live recording.
Yeah, it's a live recording going out live. Anyway, we want to give a shout out to all our judicially involved population, man. Everybody's still out there in the struggle. Everybody's sick and suffering. Today, we're actually highlighting somebody from the judicial population, man. Somebody that's been like a shining star, man, a rising star here at McShin, man. Done a lot of good things. We want to highlight and spotlight all the good things she's been doing today. First and foremost, we're joined today, as always, with our engineer, Steve. Say what's up, Steve.
Hello there.
And one of our top flight CPRS is here, man. I mean, he's a man of many talents, many languages, sort of like the international man of mystery.
Former astronaut.
Ran for Senate or something somewhere in some other country. Yeah, it's awesome. And that's Olaf. Say what's up, Olaf.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, what's
Honored
up?
to be here with Jen.
Yeah, and that's who we got up here right now. Jen, we got Jen here. Say what's up, Jen.
What's up?
Yeah, so Jen, she's actually like a pretty awesome story, man. She came through our RSW pod. So some of y'all might be watching this on the tablet one day, and this should give you a lot of inspiration and hope to know that one day you could be on that bunk and struggling out in that concrete box to going on to be a shining light, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jen. Where you from?
So I grew up in Fredericksburg.
The Berg.
Yeah.
Virginia, right?
Spotsy, they call it.
Virginia, Spotsylvania, Virginia.
Do y'all call it that?
Yeah.
Spotsy.
I graduated from Spotsylvania High School.
So y'all do say that. It's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids.
Really? How old are you?
I'm 43.
3-piece chicken nugget. What's their ages?
So my youngest is 17. She's a senior this year.
Yeah.
I have a 22-year-old, and my oldest son passed 5 years ago. He was 21.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It sucks. You know the weird thing about the age you're at right now, you can be a mother and a grandmother.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That's like, it's called the sweet spot. We call it.
Yeah.
We're all in the sweet spot, man. So what were you doing up there in Spotsy, man, that eventually led you to where we'll get to, man? What were you doing up there to get in? What was your initial troubles? When did you start using? Tell us the juicy stuff.
Okay. Well, the first charge I ever caught, it really wasn't drug related. It was it was a robbery charge. I went to prison.
What were you robbing?
Hood.
A bank.
Is it still open?
A bank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, what the hell you think you are? One of the characters all set it off?
No.
You was out there robbing banks?
No.
Did you rob it by yourself? Or you had a team?
No, I was by myself. I just
note or gun?
Yeah, you had
with
the
the
gun?
note.
You went in with the note? What did it say? Did it have a smiley face on it? Like sunshine?
No, I was very polite.
You were?
Yeah, I was
May
very
I have
polite.
the money,
You
please?
just said empty the drawer?
Yeah, just give me the money.
So you knew not to actually bring a gun in there because it'd be a lesser charge, right?
Well, I'm actually scared of guns. So I just didn't have access to a gun. I was scared of them, didn't know how to use them.
But you didn't know that it'd be a lesser charge if
No.
you got caught. You didn't even know.
No.
Oh, it's funny how
No.
that works.
How old were you? When you
I
did
was I think I was 22 when I did that.
that?
And you were trying to get some cash, or you trying to get
Yeah.
some drugs? Well,
No, I at that time I actually had never even, I smoked weed and stuff, the normal stuff you do when you're a kid. But I was a single mom and
struggling.
that's
So you
it.
just
I
need
was
some
just
money. You said,
struggling.
I know where they got money. They print that there.
Yeah.
How much
I
time did you
just
do for
lost
that?
my mind.
Well, how much did you get? How much did you get that day?
I got like 7,000. I was not planning on telling this, but I got like $7,000.
Okay.
Yeah, but I ended up.
You didn't go for the vault.
No. Yeah, like I wasn't going in there. I wasn't trying to set it off.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that.
Point break it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you
What are you
drove.
doing? We never go for the vault.
You just walked out of there, or
Yeah.
did you drive there?
No, I drove, but I parked around the corner and walked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you make the news? Did you watch the news that day?
I was actually driving, trying to get out of the area. So
Yeah, I guess
Out of
so.
the
I-
spot.
yeah.
See?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it was ever on the news. I have no idea.
Yeah. How much time did you do for that?
I did 15 months altogether. I mean, I didn't have a
Wow.
record.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean,
Yeah,
bad.
they really didn't. I mean, I pretty much told myself. I confessed. So,
So up
it
until
just-
that
it
point,
helped.
you had never you were just using weed and
yeah,
and beer
just
and
smoking
stuff?
weed and stuff. But that was, I feel like that kind of like started like this guilt thing and like this shame thing that and I was away from my kids. You just this guilt started, and then I came home. I actually moved down here to Richmond, and then I just started like dibbling, dabbling, pills, Percocet, things like that. And it just escalated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
escalated
to what?
to any and everything. I started shooting up.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was probably about 30 when I started shooting up.
A late bloomer.
Yeah. But like when I started, I just started with everything.
Yeah.
Um,
What were some of the consequences that came along with?
Lots of jail time. I've been locked up. I've lost count. Like I've been arrested like 30 sometimes. Been in prison twice. I've been to like 10 different jails.
Really?
Yeah, I've done. Yeah,
All in Virginia? These
yeah,
you did your
yeah. It was
prison
all
time in
in,
Virginia?
yeah. It was all in Virginia.
Where'd you go? Fluvanna and
I've been to Fluvanna. I've been to Pocahontas.
Pocahontas out in Chesterfield.
Yeah, State Farm, Southampton.
James River State Farm.
Yeah,
Yeah, they turned that into a female's. You know,
Yeah.
I've been there before too. It used to be a man's.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, out on
Yeah.
the old State Farm. What was your job out there on the State Farm?
I worked at Keefe. I actually had a good job there.
Did
Worked at the
you?
Keefe warehouse.
Tough. So you come on out. So how long before you went up into the RSW jail?
So
What happened? What happened with that? So you
Okay,
keep
so-
getting the pity pat, the drug charges, the
Little
the
bull- yeah.
stealing,
yeah.
the average consequences.
Yeah.
for-
And then I started getting violations.
Yeah, man.
So I did when I went back to prison the second time, I got 18 months. Spotsylvania County gave me my backup time, which was 18 months.
Yeah.
I did that. I came home October, and May 30th I got locked back up.
Yeah.
And that's when I went to RSW.
Yeah.
I was still on probation for Shenandoah County.
Oh yeah, man. I went to course. So you were out there in the little country areas.
Yeah.
So just walk us through this a little bit. You're going in for the whatever time,
Mhm.
100 times.
Did you apply to get into the jail pod, the McShin pod, or did you just get placed in?
Yeah,
it?
that's what I was about to ask. So yeah, walk us through that a little bit. You go into the jail, and then what's going on? What's different this time?
Yeah. So, okay. So the last time, I lost my son in 2022 an overdose. I was just at a point, I was just tired. I was sick of myself. I was sick of getting in trouble. I was sick of not being able to stop using drugs. So, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like God is the reason that I got put in that pod. I've been to RSW. I've been to RSW with drug charges and never got put in the McShin pod. I'd heard about it, but I'd never been in it. So it just so happens I just happened to get put in that pod this time. And there was another girl in there. She when I went in, I did time with her before. She's also a participant. She was like, this is the McShin pod. And just it was like as soon as she said it, I just knew that's where I was supposed to be at. And I just said, okay. And I set a goal like while I was there to not miss any groups. And to just really just try to get out of it, whatever was there, I wanted it. Like I just needed to get it.
I hear you saying that you kind of surrendered to what
Exactly.
was going on, and you just accepted everything that was presented to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had, man. So because me and Olaf were both on the judicial team here at McShin. And so, of course, we knew your name before we ever met you, before there was ever a face to it.
Mhm.
So, like, when you say that you made all the groups and you made the most of it, like before we met you, we already knew.
We knew
that.
you were a star. in the
Yeah,
making.
we're counting like your participation in the group. We're seeing what you're doing in there.
Yep. Every
And
single group.
And
Yeah.
she went in there, she killed the game. She was trying to learn about her disease and she was trying to make a plan for the future. And she did do that. She made all them groups. Her name was on there like nonstop. I've uploaded that name a million times into a database. And she went in there and you became a GSR. So a GSR is basically like somebody who's inside the jail pod, and they become kind of like a peer leader inside of there. And
Facilitate
they
the groups and stuff
yeah,
like that.
tell us a little bit about that, because I will tell you something. Because going into the jail last time, I went into the female pod, and Rob was saying something like they were trying to encourage another girl to like step up into like a leadership, like become more leadership oriented in their mind, like to and what that usually looks like is like inspiring and motivating other people to come on, let's group. And your name came up again there, and they were like, look, Jen used to go around and she was motivating them girls. So like you were not only worried about, what you were doing, you were worried about the girls around you. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. It's weird. Like, I don't even know how it happened. It was like, I just made a commitment. Like, I really was just trying to learn, myself, and learn like how to never ever have to go in that jail again. And I, to learn to come home and be different. I just wanted to be different. And then it was like, it just became this thing. Like, I just kind of like leading by example, I guess.
Yeah.
Buying in, yeah.
Yeah. Like they started coming to groups. Every morning I would get up, and like, I know people probably hated me because everybody would be asleep, and I just would wake everybody up. Like, groups in 10 minutes, time to get up.
Hell yeah.
Just,
I love it.
yeah. And it just kind of just became this thing.
You took on the persona of someone that, is a leader.
Well, you started being a peer leader inside the jail as of how you knew it at the time.
Yeah.
What you could do. You were doing what you could do.
Yeah. I just wanted to learn. Like I said, I didn't sit in the back. I sat in the front. I didn't sit around and play cards. I watched the podcast. I've watched a million of these on the tablet. Like, these things really got me through when I was locked up.
And that's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
That is all.
It's good to hear that, just that little bit of hope shot gave you something to look forward to. So you're down in there, you're in the pod, you're killing the game, you're doing your thing. When did it like become apparent that it might be possible for you to take that to the next step afterwards?
Yeah, come to McShin.
So Rob and Barbie and Danny and Laura, they all come into the pod. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of happened, I guess. Like, every time they come in, I always said I wanted to go to McShin. I kept asking them, like, when I first met Rob, I was like, how can I come to McShin? I want to come to McShin. And he's like, well, we really don't do bed to beds. I'm not and it's always stuck with me. He said, I'm not here to get you out of jail. I'm here to show you a new way of life.
Yeah.
So I just kind of held on to that. And
what made you want McShin so bad? I'm just curious. Like, you watched the podcast stuff.
Yeah. So what made me want McShin so bad was the heart, the love, like the
from the people,
the consistent, from y'all that come into the jails. Okay. Yeah. Like, I would see you walk past the door.
Yeah.
I would see Coley walk past the door, and I'm like,
because it's a long drive from Richmond.
And that's the thing. I would be like,
we do it every week.
Yeah. And that's what I would try to tell some of the people in there. I'd be like, y'all don't understand. They're driving from Richmond to Front Royal to be here for an hour and a half for us. And nobody's getting rich off this. They're doing it because they care. Right. And then when they talk, they're speaking my story. They're everything they're saying. I used to do this. I used to do that. My kids this, my kids that. It's exactly what I used to do. Yeah. Exactly what we used. And so I knew they were the truth. Yeah. Like, when they come in, they were the truth. And I just wanted to be a part of it. Like, I didn't care how it happened, how long I had to wait. I just knew that I wanted to be a part of McShin.
There is something about authenticity, isn't there, Steve? Man?
Yeah, that's the main thing.
It's the language of the real, man. So I get that totally. So what happened? You finished your time?
Okay, so actually it was Rob came to me one day. We do our 101s every couple weeks or whatever, and he asked me when my court date was, and I was telling him when my court date was, and he was like, "Man, I can't make it," and I'm like, hold on, what you mean you can't make it? Are you coming to my court date? And he was like, well, I would try, but I have to have something else to do. And I'm like, well, look, I'll reschedule it or something. Like, we can postpone it. And so he said, well, just give me a minute. Let me, I'll get back to you. So the next week he came in and he told me that his superior was going to be there, which was Cricket.
Yeah, I'm also one of his superiors, but yeah, it was Cricket in this occasion.
Okay. So, yeah, so because they give you letters and stuff like that to go to court. So
Yeah.
I didn't, the thought of anybody coming to court was never a thought ever in my head. I didn't think that was even possible. But I went to court that day, and I was one of the I may have been the last person. And I remember seeing Cricket in the back of the courtroom, and I'm thinking, man, he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave. Like, this is taking too long. I need him to hurry up and call my name, but he didn't. Like, and he got on the stand and he testified
Cricket's the
on
man.
my behalf. And I'm just like, that right there. I already wanted to be a part of McShin, but when that happened, it was like, yes, hell yeah, I'm doing whatever I got to do. This is where I want to be there. I want to be with these people.
Yeah, isn't it something how that change of mind you had while you were in the pod and that work that you talked about doing, it enticed or drew in people to want to be on your team.
Yeah.
And without even knowing it, because of course, like, you had a team behind you the whole time. And but like, your actions in there showed like there was a team working that knew about your stuff at all times. So like they'll do that. Rob and the Cricket, they'll call Olaf. They used to call me. They'll call Eddie, and they'll say like, this person, give us the numbers on this person. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie. And your numbers you're good. So you definitely, your situation definitely warranted some advocation. And so they so Cricket went up there. He advocated on your behalf in court.
Yeah, he advocated for me.
He's a smooth talker, man.
Yeah.
Cricket can talk
Yeah.
a cat off a fish truck.
Yeah, but I'm sure everything he said in the courtroom was honest. Totally honest about your situation.
Yeah.
So they deferred. They let you come on.
No. I didn't get to leave that day.
Yeah.
The judge gave me. I was looking at I was looking at almost 5 years when I first went in. Then it went down.
Pound cake.
Then it went down to like they offered me. I think it was like 18 months. I just did 18 months.
Yeah.
So after Cricket talked and everything, they ended up giving me 5 months, which I could take. So, but what that was, it equaled out to exactly 4 months. And so I finished. I left the pod 2 days because the program is 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So I left the pod 2 days before I would have graduated the program.
Yeah.
So it was just enough time for me to do the whole time, the whole program there, and I was okay with it. I just kept doing what I had been doing, and I couldn't not wait to get here.
Yeah. So you got released. You came straight here.
Cricket. Cricket came. It's crazy. He came in. He had to I'm pretty sure he signed for me. Like I got bonded out to him.
Yeah.
And because I remember sitting in the window and I'd been bonded out from there before. So I knew what he was doing. And I'm like, is this dude really signing a bond for me?
Yeah.
And it's the fact that he didn't even sleep at home the night before. He stayed at a hotel in Warrenton so that he could come get me that day so that I didn't have to sit at the jail all day long in intake. Yeah. Those are the kind of people I want to be with. Those people.
Yeah, and you definitely did. So tell us just a little bit, coming in, was it give us just a little bit of a taste of your experience. Somebody that's coming from jail, the only thing they know about us is the people that have been going into the jails, providing a little ray of hope and giving classes and showing up consistently. So you already know it's a solid group here. So you already kind of got that in your head. Plus there's excitement. You're getting out of jail. So Cricket drives you on down here, and then bam, what happens?
Yeah. So I come in and it was love. It was all love. I came in, people are hugging me. I go upstairs, I meet Christina and Laura because I had met Laura at the jail. I met Christina. She was the program director at the time. I'm doing my intake. I met MJ, who was my house leader at the time. We clicked. It was nothing but real, genuine, just love when you came in. But you could feel the energy when you come in the building.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite places. I love coming to the church.
Yeah. Let's break this down a little bit too, because this is gonna come full circle in a minute. And I love this. I love how this is gonna end. I already know the ending. I'm not gonna spoiler alert this thing because we're gonna walk it through, because there's nothing that I like to see or that piques my interest more, or ignites my spirit to a degree than the witnessing of a miracle in motion, the beginning from the end, not the instantaneous burning bush. I'm talking about that one that marinates and flourishes right in front of you. I love that. I love that story. It's a lot of the reason why I do what I do. Probably what a reason a lot of people do what they do.
What was that you said? Miracle in motion.
A miracle in motion. Oh shit. Yeah. And so here it is. So you come in, you're meeting everybody, you're getting the love.
Mhm.
And then the next process for you was to go into the 28-day intensive program. All right. Tell us a little bit about that, how your experience was with that.
Okay. So, yeah, I go into the 28-day intensive program. There was a lot of people in the house at the time when I was there. You have chores, you have to get up in the morning, you get up at 7. You got to have your chores, be dressed, everything ready. We do groups all day out there at the front of house.
Yeah.
Unless you have to, like, some days we come to the church, but for the most part, the women do all groups out there.
Yeah.
But again, it was more of, I just did what, I don't know. At that point, I just did what I was supposed to do. When people made suggestions, I did it. And when people gave me advice, I put it to work in my life. I just started doing things.
As far as the groups were concerned, you were already like in group mode from jail. Now, of course, it was a little different, and you would have got exposed to some different things. You would have got exposed to some stuff up here, and also you had the excitement of being free. So you were like, just whatever, I'm free. I'm grouping. I'm learning about recovery. You were learning some stuff down in the intensive house. You killed the game down there. There was never. I mean, she was hitting the ground running. She was all in. You were bought in. You were 100% bought in. You go through the intensive portion. You enjoyed it.
I loved
apparently. And then what happens after that? You graduate. You commence.
So I commenced. My family came. They were so excited. They love it here too. But yeah, so I commenced and I went to sober living. While I was in intensive, they had the recovery coach class. Yeah. So I took that. And that
introduced you to what? The recovery coach class.
It introduced me to peer-to-peer,
the peer movement and what we do at McShin. Okay.
Yeah. So after that, there was a PRS class that came up, and so I went and talked to Raymond, and I just kind of talked my way into it. Like, I really
advocated for yourself.
Yeah. Well, Rob also helped me. Yeah. Rob, went and talked to him, so they allowed me to take the class. I took the PRS class, and when I went to sober living, so I wasn't working at the time. I didn't have a car at the time, but I just found a way to come. I came here every day, because once you go to sober living, you don't have the groups every day. Yeah. You don't have that accountability, the structure. Right. You don't have that. So, I came to the church. I was here every day.
Stayed close.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just knew this is where I needed to be. Yeah. So, so I took the PRS class, and then I don't know, it was a couple weeks, maybe only a couple weeks after that. They asked me I got the internship. I got an internship after I took the PRS class, so I can get my 500 hours. Yeah. And then I can
for your PRS.
Yes, for PRS. And then I was asked if I would be the house leader at the women's intensive house.
All right, now here it is. That's what I like. All right.
Yeah. We would like to pause and take a quick second to shout out our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without our sponsors, so we're very grateful for those that have sponsored the podcast. The McShin Foundation's Getting the Road podcast would not be here without our sponsors, our beautiful sponsors. So first, we'd like to say thank you to Avenues Treatment Center. If you are looking for treatment, they have mental health and substance use, primarily substance use disorders, but they will help with mental health as well. They do have detox. Give them a call, 804-638-7329, and you can ask for Kelly Eason. Reach out to Avenues Treatment Center. And up next is New Growth Behavior Health. New Growth Behavior Health is located here in Richmond, Virginia. They are a local treatment center. Please give them a call, 804-250-6028. We would not be here without our sponsors. They help with substance use disorders. Please give them a call at 804-250-6028. That's New Growth Behavior Health. Thank you, New Growth Behavior Health. And if you're looking for any services, give them a call. They do take insurance. And we also would like to give a special thanks to our sponsor, Align Community and Treatment Services. They are another local treatment services for substance use disorder here in Richmond, Virginia. please give them a call. If you're looking for some services, there's a wide variety of options here in the Richmond area. So you're very, very fortunate if you are suffering from substance use disorder. So give Align Community and Treatment Services a call. They also take insurance, 804-214-6460. So if you're looking for any help, any services to help with addiction, to help with mental health, give our sponsors a call. All of them work hand in hand with helping individuals with substance use disorder and individuals with mental health disorders. Once again, that's Avenues Treatment Center, 804-638-7329. New Growth Behavior Health, 804-250-6028. And Align Community and Treatment Services, 804-214-6460. We want to thank you to our sponsors out there. And now back to our program.
And one day at a time, these things start building. Now, Jen comes in, and pretty quickly, because she's so focused on what she's doing, she goes from the intensive program to like pretty quickly advocating for herself and getting her PRS. Now she's interning here, and I'm going to ask you a little bit about that too. But now she's like, and she's the peer leader at a girls' intensive house right now. So from the violation, from the bunk inside of jail, with like, what am I going to do, to all of a sudden, like you're knee deep in recovery for yourself and for others, man.
Yeah, you're the 24/7 staff member at the Brenner House.
That's an intense position.
Yeah, it is,
It
man.
is.
Yeah.
But it's such an important position because these women like yourself, they need someone to be, looking up to.
Yeah.
And they need someone to motivate them because, they're a little bit lost when they come in.
Yeah. Well, it says a lot to like the effort and the perseverance through locked up and then coming through and like having and that's a plan right there, man. That's like you had goals and you did them. Now, like sometimes it seems like the doors are opening so fast, but it is. You're saying, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Oh, this pops up. I'm willing to walk through the door. And you've done that since you've been here, man. And now you're interning to get your 500 hours to become, for your certification for a PRS. Tell us how that's going a little bit, man.
The internship it's going really good. I'm learning a lot. A lot of my time is spent at the intensive house with the women. But I'm still learning like stuff. I'm still, I'm learning how to do intakes. It's crazy that I'm giving, their UAs now. And I'm learning how to put stuff in the files. Like there's a lot of stuff like behind the scenes that nobody sees.
Yeah.
That has to be done. So like I'm learning that stuff now.
Yeah. And this is something else that I love about like recovery and working recovery, because everything that was in your life bad and meant for the bad can be switched to the good.
Yep.
Like a lot of that stuff just ends up being your resume, man. Especially like when you're talking to somebody, because of like just a little bit that you laid out. And I know we didn't get too deep in your story, but we understand what's going on. Like we know you had it rough out there. You've been through some stuff, and the girls you're around now, they've been through some stuff, and you made it out. And that's some of the most valuable information you can give to somebody, like the what and the how you did it, So you definitely have some of that to share down there, man. And they're really lucky to have you down there. So you're up here interning, and you plan on getting your CPRS. You're working on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell us what else do you got in mind? Are you just going with the flow, like 1,000 leaves down the river, or like do you got some goals in your mind? Or
I do. My end goal is I want to be on the judicial team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take me some time because I have to get off probation. I'll get off probation September of this year. So when I do that, then I have to stay off probation for a year after that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like by Christmas, hopefully the beginning of 2027, I'll get to go back into the jails.
You were saying that Cricket was there for you in court. He was in the pod at RSW, and John Shinholzer, the founder of McShin, he came in and gave that same message. And now he's the person who's in charge of the entire judicial team.
Yeah, Cricket has a similar story, man.
Yeah.
And now like you said, like when you see Olaf or Coley walking by, one day they'll see you walking by there and taking that in. Well, that's a goal
powerful.
right there.
That's powerful.
It's a good goal. It's a good goal to have. That's called giving back, bro.
Yeah.
Wish I had a little more of that. You know what I mean? That damn drive up there, man. I bet when I did when I did the drive to RSW though, it was hurricane winter conditions, dude. And like,
Blizzard.
I know you're not from that area, but you know, these,
Oh, but I've been up. Yeah.
I mean, I felt like an old lady up there. Now down here, I'll drive 1,000,000 miles an hour. You know what I mean? But up on that mountain, man, I'm like, go around me, man. What the hell? You know?
Just take it
Like,
easy.
I'm ready to pull out. I'm like, I'm the old guy. Like, slow down.
Yeah.
And then I look up. I was like, man, I know it's got to be 45. I look up at 70 miles an hour, man.
Yeah.
70 miles an hour on a mountain. And then you don't know who's around you, man. It's a lot of moonshine drink. I don't know, man. I don't trust nothing that's going on over there, man. But
yeah.
but it's still like I will take the drive, because what you said was when I went in there, and it was more of when I went into the males pod. I was like, hell yeah, like you can just kick it with the guys. You can give them and the same for the female pod too. You just give them a little ray of hope, man. The same thing that you got, a spark of things that could be.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, man. So look, Jen, man, we're about to wrap this up, but you know, you've been there, you've done that, you slammed it with the dude, you've been on the side of the bunk before, you've been like, damn, not again.
Yep.
You've been in the bullpen, like waiting for court, like,
Yes.
this is the last time I'll ever go through this. And then another 4 or 5 times go by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been there. Olaf's been there. Steve, you've been there. You know what I mean? Yeah, Steve's old convict. He's been there. James over there has been there.
Cool.
Hopefully you don't never have to be. You ain't going there. Shout out to our little intern over there. What's your name? Say it out loud. Tamara. Yeah, Tamara's
Doing the
intern with
PRS
Steve,
training.
doing a PRS. She's from BCU. She's killing the game now. She
I think Randolph
wants to
Macon.
be a PRS
Randolph.
too.
Yep.
The Randolph Macon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reputable establishment. I believe the Randolph Macon. And is he a president or something?
Yes, Randolph.
Oh,
Macon.
Randolph.
The third president.
Yeah, the only Randolph I knew was on like Trading Places, or was that Randolph. No, that was Mortimer, whatever. Yeah, it was Randolph and Mortimer. Feeling good today, Randolph.
Oh gosh, Trading
Looking
Places.
good, Mortimer. Yeah,
with
I
Bronson
know what you're talking
Pinchot.
about.
yeah, heck yeah. Well, anyways, so you've been there, you've done that. So what I want to do, man, you got anything to say to anybody that's out there sick and suffering, or anybody that might have been in the same position that you were in, like still in the jails? Because eventually, with a lot of hard work, this will make a tablet somewhere.
It's gonna get on.
It's going to get there.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to get there. So one day y'all are going to be watching this, and this is Jen's words of wisdom right to you.
Yeah. Just there's help out there. Like, I mean, it's not like you're not
That's help.
you know, you're not a lost cause. Like, there's people that really do care. There's a whole community full of people that care. And all you got to do is just switch up a little bit. You know, like doing time it doesn't have to be playing cards and, you know, following other people around. You know, you can stand on your own, and you can, you know, you don't have to do those things. Pay attention, take suggestions. If you have something that people that come into the jail, or there's things that, you know, anything, any kind of group, anything you can learn, just do it.
Yeah,
Do it, because I mean, it's not going to do anything but better you. You got to be there anyway.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so you know what Jen just said. She just said it in a fancy way, man. Try something new, try something different, man. If what you've been doing has been getting you in the same spots, try something new. I mean, what's going? It ain't gonna hurt you. So
Mhm.
try something new. That was well said. I couldn't
I
said it
got-
better myself.
I got a question for you, Jen. So we didn't really touch on this much, but like you mentioned that your oldest son
Mhm.
passed away,
Yeah.
and I know you can't change the past or what happened, but you said he overdosed from a substance, right?
Fentanyl. Mhm.
So now, do you feel like what you're doing right now is trying to prevent another mother or father or
Yeah.
sibling to have to go through that sort of pain?
Mhm.
Because you're doing that.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's you know,
Because you
if-
can affect that, right?
Yeah.
With what you're doing
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
Can't-
that's all I can do.
right.
You know, like Isaiah is
Rest in
you
peace.
know, yeah, Isaiah's not here anymore, but I know his spirit as well, and he was a lot like I am, as far as always wanting to help other people and stuff. So I know that this is the best thing I can do to kind of honor his memory and to keep it going. You know, this girl told me that, you know, that he's not gone until his name is spoken for the last time.
That's right.
So I say his name to somebody every
Yeah.
day.
When his stories
know.
live on, and he lives on. you know?
Yeah. So and I can feel him when I was using, and I was, you know, all messed up all the time. It was almost like I was,
Distant from him.
yes. And
Yeah.
I think I was I was trying so hard to not feel anything that I wasn't feeling
Yeah,
anything.
you're blocked from the spirit.
Right. But now that, you know, I don't use, and I'm in a good place, and I put
Healing families, saving lives.
Yeah. It
You-
just, I can feel him now. Like things that happen, and I'm like, yeah, like I know that's him saying, yeah, that's my mom. Like, good job, mom.
He's got to be proud.
Yeah. So
Good stuff, man. Good story. Powerful. Letting
Yeah.
letting the spirit live on through the memory, man. I
Mhm.
love it. And then also, you know, like all wrongs are being righted through your walk today, man. So
Yeah.
like my hat's off to you, Jen, man. Keep killing the game.
Mhm.
We're gonna get on out of here, man. Thank you, Olaf. Thank you, Steve. Thank you to my cheerleader back there, James. You know, I'm pretty much like a father figure to him. And
Helped him
yeah,
grow up.
yeah,
Helped
I
him
put
grow
him right under here under the old wing, and he's killing the game too.
Jesse on one side, James on the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesse, I just kick him in the back. Get out of my way. I've been doing a lot of push-ups too. But thank you, Jim, man. But, I mean,
Thank you.
what a great
Thank you.
addition to have
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an awesome podcast. And to everybody out there, you heard Jen, you heard it straight from her mouth.
Good.
Try something new, do something different. And if anybody's out there sick and suffering and needs services, feel free to get in touch with the McShin Foundation, 2300 Dumbarton Road. We have a bunch of guys around here and girls around here that'll help you get connected with any services you need, and you know, go on to you know try something new and try something different. All right, and we love y'all out there, and peace.
Good night.